All right. Well, good morning, Meredith.
Good morning, Jason.
Well, thanks for taking some time out of your busy day. I know we just landed at 2 a.m. this morning. We're back from the production retreat, Mike Ferry in Las Vegas. And I don't know about you, but I am pumped up.
It was incredible. I'm super pumped, super excited. Can't wait to get rolling.
Yeah. So I wanted to congratulate you for winning Salesperson of the Year.
Thank you.
At Rise Real Estate Montana. Of all of our agents, you had the grit, the determination. I just want to honor you right now for a job well done, frankly.
Appreciate it.
I don't know what else to say. I mince my words all of the time. So great freaking job. But anyway,
awesome.
I wanted to take a minute to just get your point of view, and I know this is kind of off the cuff, and I know that if it wasn't for caffeine, we wouldn't even be alive right now, right?
No.
I mean, I wanted to ask you some questions, and the main reason is on our team, we always want to help other people. We want to motivate them. We want them to know that no matter what's going on in their life, things can get better. If it's harder, it's just always the reason why we're on the earth, I don't know if you agree with me, is to just help other people.
Absolutely.
All right, well, let's get
to
agree. It. So, I always want I'm just so curious about history, and I love asking questions. So if these are dumb, you can just say, "Hey, that's a stupid question." But what did you do?
Go ahead.
I know you tell me that all the time. What did you do before getting into real estate, Mare?
Oh, I did a lot of things.
Yeah.
Most importantly, I think, besides being a stay-at-home mom for a while,
Yeah.
I then went into being a preschool teacher, which I absolutely loved.
Yeah.
And then after that, when my kids grew a little bit, I transitioned into an insurance agent. So I did that for several years.
So you were a preschool teacher.
Yep.
And you taught my daughter. That's how we met.
I taught your kids.
My
both
poor
the
thing.
kids.
Are you
I
still
know.
psychologically scarred from doing that?
No, they were amazing.
They were.
Yes,
Okay.
they were great.
Did you teach Ethan too?
Periodically.
For a little bit?
Yeah.
All right. And so they weren't little hellions or just sometimes?
No, they were great.
Okay.
Cassie is fantastic. Love
So they
her.
take after their mom.
They take after both of you.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Yeah.
No, they were awesome.
So then you transitioned into insurance.
Yeah, it was just time for a change. I kind of outgrew the preschool.
Right.
Seeing my kids got older, and it was just time for a change.
It was time for a change.
Yeah.
Because I think in life we're always trying to just to excel, to get to the next thing.
Exactly.
Do you have you found in your life sometimes and I think we all have, but have you found in your life you kind of sometimes get stuck in a rut?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We all do.
Tell me more about that.
Well, I think you get complacent and you
Right.
don't realize you're in a rut, and then one day you wake up and realize you're not fulfilled, you're not satisfied, you're not really happy, and you're always constantly wanting a little bit more, but it's so just comfortable to be cruising along in that rut. But I certainly got to the point in what I was doing before, part-time, working insurance at an hourly rate, which was not a huge hourly rate. It was like $15 an hour.
Right.
I was trying to tell myself that I really love only working part-time. I get to be with my family and my kids, but at the same time, I was lacking something for sure.
So you felt the calling to do more.
I did. I absolutely wanted to do more.
That's
something
awesome.
with more purpose.
No,
So.
that's the greatest thing. I think we all have that thing where it's like if we're kind of stuck, but the easiest thing is to do nothing.
That is the easiest thing to do.
How did you get into real estate? Or what made you consider getting into real estate?
You called me.
I did?
Yes.
You mean I made a recruiting call?
Yes, you
Oh
did.
my gosh, could be my first one
You
ever.
actually, I think you Facebook messaged me
Yeah.
because you probably didn't have my number, but it was right when COVID started, and we were sitting on the couch, and I got the little ping.
Yeah.
And you're like, do you want to come join my team? And I was like, immediately, there was no hesitation. I didn't even look at Caleb and my husband and ask him. I just was like, yes, absolutely.
Well, we all know you're the boss. I mean, you know what I mean? So it doesn't really matter.
I like to think I am.
Yeah, that's right.
for sure.
We don't need any husband input, right?
No.
Yeah. Same with Sarah. So I reached out and once again I was mincing my words and I just
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the reason why, I don't know if I ever told you, but the reason why I did that is I could just tell from meeting you, like your personality style, how kind you were, how good you were, like all of those things. Like I just felt it. First of all, I told you it was kind of a God thing, and I'm not afraid to talk about that. Something told me to reach out to you, which was really, you know what I mean? Like, out of the blue.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because for a couple years, and you had sold our house a few years prior to that. And I always, in my back of my mind, was like, oh my gosh, wouldn't it be great to go work with Jason? Wouldn't it be great to go work in real estate? And I'd always had been kicking around the idea. Yeah. So it was like subconsciously, I'd already thought about it. Yeah. And didn't really realize it.
And I was thinking about it for like a year and a half too, and I was like so chicken to like, because part of like, you know, getting more people like around you in your world is, you know, having to grow in leadership skills, which in my life I've failed at so many times, and it's hard to expand your world like that. So thanks for making it easy for me.
Yeah, I'm glad I took the leap. I'm so thankful. I'm beyond thankful.
Nobody wants rejection, right? So I wrote down another question. I know I'm kind of like spitballing these to you, but what did you think? Like, so before you got, like, you didn't know I was going to call. I didn't know I was going to call. Like, what did you like? Like, there's all this HGTV crap out there, right? Like, what did you think real estate was like before you got into it? Like,
I mean, besides the whole, like, oh my gosh, look at this great house. I really honestly thought the industry was scary. I thought that the people involved in real estate were a bunch of jerks. Right. And, you know, I would be chewed up and spit out. Right. Like, it was going to be really difficult to fit in and do well. And it was scary, for sure. Yeah.
What did you think a real estate agent would do, like, on a daily basis? Like, did you have any, like, preconceived notions about, like, what would...
No, I didn't really know what they did. I had no idea. I mean, I
think most of them right now still don't know.
I know. I think so too. I know.
I shouldn't say that. No.
It's not what I expected. Certainly, now being in it for a year, it's so much better than I thought it was going to be.
So you like it?
I love it.
That's
I
awesome.
love it. Yeah,
I know.
I love it.
It's not just delusional because of lack of sleep. You actually really do like it?
I am a little tired.
I am too.
No.
I'm dying. I'm like, oh.
No,
like,
I really do love it. It's so much fun. And I know, like, eventually once you get used to something, that might change. But it's been over a year now, and I get so much joy out of it and satisfaction. Yeah.
What, like, so when people, like, take that leap, like, they have that calling, they have that urge to do better. Real estate is scary because there's, like, you know, 20 million real estate agents in Missoula right now. You know, it's like throw a rock and you hit 282 of them, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's daunting. It's like, where do I start? What do I do? But people have a choice. They have a choice to, like, join a team, or they have a choice to go into, like, you know, like a normal brokerage and try to, like, walk around in the forest and, you know, try to figure everything out, because it's hard when there's these people that have been doing this for 30, 40 years, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the same fear I had.
It really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me more about that, because obviously if you were thinking about real estate, you look at all these brokerages around town. You know, I have my little team here at Rise Realty, which is not a national brand, obviously. Mm-hmm. So tell me more about that.
Well, I think, of course, I had that fear and the doubt and that self-talk of, like, oh my God, you're never going to be good enough. Right. You're going to be inexperienced. No one's going to trust you and believe that you know what you're doing. Right. But I felt also at the same time I had you guys, the team, to support me. And you've always been so supportive and encouraging and taught me along the way that I've never, you know, I mean, those doubts went away rather quickly. Yeah.
It's crazy because it's like if I tell you often, I'm like, if I had to start over and do this all on my own again, say, like, because I've been doing it for just over 8 years, and go back 8 years and do it again, I wouldn't know. Can you imagine, like, all the tech I would have to learn? Like, I would have to reinvent these systems again, which is a great thing about the Place platform. They do that for me.
Yes.
So, you know,
if I didn't have the support of the team and the systems, there's no way. I would be a lost puppy amongst a sea of, you know.
Admittedly, if I didn't have Place, I would be too.
Absolutely.
I mean, I probably, like, I'm brutally honest. I probably blew up 3 or 4 real estate teams over the years. Mm-hmm. You know, like, you know, we could definitely have, like, America's Funniest Home Videos, like, with my, you know, career, and, like, bloopers and practical jokes and, like, all of those things with all of my screw ups, but as a leader. But anyway, and thank you for allowing me the grace when I still on a daily basis screw up as a leader.
Likewise.
So.
It works both ways.
Oh, good. Okay. Thank God. What did your, so it sounds like further, faster. Like, you can just sit down and spend 80% of your time doing, like, income producing activities versus, like, having to figure out the business, figure out the tech, figure out what to use, figure out who to call, how to call them, what to send, you know, postcards, all this, like, all this stuff is done.
It's so accessible too. Yeah. It's just, right there in front of you, ready for the taking.
It's like, boom, you push a button. Like, you just have to figure out how, but on the other hand, isn't it hard to, like, let go of, like, the so I would say like the mother instincts or the father instincts of a file and let the admin
control.
Yeah, control.
And I'm a total control freak, so it has been hard, and that's been an adjustment. I'm getting better at it, and I realize now the power of a team and having the admin and the support network, which has allowed me to actually do a lot quicker, faster. I had no idea when I started that I would have a paycheck within the first couple of months. Like I really thought it would take me a really long time and a learning curve, which it wasn't quite as extreme as I thought it was going to be.
Well, so. I mean, a lot of people, it does take 6 to 9 months to get their first paycheck. And so that's part of like you sat down, you did the system. The one thing is you are that I would commend you on is you're coachable. All right, and we're back after some technical difficulties. Not only am I not a perfect team leader, I'm also not a perfect tech dude. But anyway, so I wanted to ask you, so you were talking about, you thought it might take longer than, you got a paycheck within 2 months. I mean, that's got to be the number, because how many people can go 3 or 4, but with 100 leads coming in per month and 500 that you were given you're able to call through those. And remember, I could give you all of these things, but remember, you're the person who actually took it and did it. Mm-hmm. So it isn't us all the way. I mean, it's a combination of the two, but having all the systems in the world, if you don't have effort, you work like a maniac.
Thanks.
I mean, you just do. I mean, and not a lot of people have your work ethic.
I don't feel like I'm working like a maniac.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm so stressed out and exhausted and overwhelmed that it's like I'm working, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. at night. It doesn't feel that way.
Yeah, I think the reason why it doesn't, and correct me if I'm wrong, which I am a lot, but I think one of the reasons is because you're concentrating on the 70 or 80% of the things that help you build wealth for your family versus all of the busy work stuff. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, I would agree with that. And I enjoy it. So that helps
Yeah,
too.
That's exactly right. Now, I know, I mean, we were talking about before, the control thing and all that. I get that. When we go from, making a $10 or $15 an hour job, every penny really matters to us. Would you agree?
Yeah.
So it's if I'm not doing it or I don't have my paws all over it, I may lose that money for my family. Have you ever thought that?
Absolutely.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to lose control. The thing is that I realized long ago, people call me all the time. This isn't about me, but people call me all the time. I'm just hoping you can learn something from this. Okay. But people call me all the time, Jason, you must be so busy. Say they look at the volume that the team is doing, or I don't know what they're looking at. But I'm the least busy person.
You have a lot of time on your hands.
I do. And the reason why I do, and the reason why I have so much time for lead genning or everything like that is because our amazing team and staff. As you know, I don't work with a whole lot of buyers, and we're working with you to turn your business from a buyer business over into a listing business right now. Mm-hmm. And is that scary for you?
No, it's awesome.
It is.
It's not scary because I see you do it, and I have you guys to support me. If I didn't have you, yes, I would feel like it was scary.
And one thing you've expressed to me is you really want more time with your family.
Absolutely.
Right. You don't want this crazy 9 p.m. call where the buyer just needs to schedule showings at 6 a.m. in the morning. Right?
And work all day Saturdays when you want to go float the river.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Yeah. When I float the river, I do it with a white t-shirt on, just so you know. Still, okay. But anyways, it's still afraid to show that in public. But anyway, the fact of the matter is that, and that's typical that people would be more buyer heavy as they go. So let's together just, commit to, especially after this last three days, listing presentations and everything else.
Absolutely.
This is the weird part because we're definitely like a low ego team. We talk more about the funny stuff that we screw up every day than our numbers. And I think maybe one of the things that drives me most crazy is and maybe I'm venting right now, is every single time. When you were in insurance, did you put on social media every single time you sold an insurance policy?
No.
You're I came to work today and did my job.
No.
And our industry is so much like that, where it's every time they do their job, everybody, brags about it. So this part's awkward because we start talking a little bit about our numbers, which we don't really do here because we're just focused on individuals getting better and building wealth quietly and humbly. However, if I can, I want to ask you, just for the motivation reason with some other people, a little bit about how your life has improved, a little bit about what you made. And I know that's taboo, religion, what people made,
it's
politics,
real estate, though.
And everything else.
You have to be,
And we agree politically on everything, don't we? I love it. High five. Yeah. That's right. So, okay, but tell me a little bit about your production. Now, we focus on units. I mean, we can talk about your volume, which I know that you know, but we focus on units, volume, and then what you took home.
Yeah.
We don't care. Everybody wants to talk about, I made $3 million, but
all that really matters is what you took home.
What did you bring home to the family, right?
Yeah.
That's the only thing that matters.
That's all that matters.
So let's talk a little. Is that cool?
Sure.
Just to motivate,
I'm transparent.
not to brag. Okay,
I'm
go.
transparent.
All right, far away.
Oh, okay. Closed my first calendar year, 23 units.
Whoa, that's amazing.
Volume just under 10 million, and I took home right around 125,000.
Took home 125,000.
Somewhere in there.
Was that a little more than last year?
Yes.
Yeah.
$15 an hour part time is $800 a month.
$800 a month.
So
times
$12,000 a year,
9,600.
maybe.
Yeah. So from 9,600 to 125,000. What the hell did you do with all that extra money?
I had a great time.
Snowball.
We have enjoyed it. It's been obviously it's a financial relief on anyone's family when you double the income coming into your family.
Yeah.
So it has, of course, naturally alleviated some of that financial strain and stress that everybody has.
Yeah. We do have that, don't we?
Everybody has
Yeah,
it. I don't know anybody. Well, I know a lot of people that don't have it, but
Right.
most normal
people
folks have that. So first of all, we are like super thankful. It's been a huge blessing for our family. On top of the unexpected thing that I didn't expect is that emotionally it has fulfilled this like satisfaction that I really didn't know that I wanted. I didn't realize that I wanted to have something, worthwhile and with purpose. And I just love that I get to help people and I'm helping my family and I feel like I'm successful and I've accomplished a lot. Yeah. And I didn't really realize I wanted that.
I think it's a human, and thank you for sharing that. I know it's like for me, makes me want to vomit. Like I don't know if I've ever told anybody whatever I made, but and thank you for that. And we did it. I think you did that in a really good way. It's not like here, ha. It's just like what I mean. Like I've just like I think we need it. We have a fundamental need to be validated, and I think we have a fundamental need to be always moving forward.
Yes, and growing.
Yeah,
it's important.
Yeah,
and when you're stagnant and complacent for a while, and you don't really have that, and then once you kind of get a taste of it and start to sense it and feel it, and it's so satisfying.
Yeah, I mean, I was so dumbfounded when we went over the year-end numbers, and of course we look at our numbers weekly.
Yeah,
I was like I can't express. How awesome, I don't really get a buzz, I love to take listings, but I don't really get a buzz from that anymore. I get a buzz when you take one or when you do that. And I just have to tell you how proud of you I am.
Well, I couldn't have done it without you guys.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm not really an emotional guy, but I just got a little frog in my throat right there.
Thank you. But it has been, I would be nowhere without this team.
Yeah. And likewise, I mean, the fact of the matter is that, for us, for Sarah and I, just to see how that's changed your life. And Caleb came and said something really nice to me before too, which, here we go. So.
It's okay.
Yeah. So it's like, if we're changing lives here, we're doing something right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So good. All right. Next question. All right. So how would you say, I know we've discussed some of the things, but how would you say, are there any other ways that your life has changed since getting into real estate? Good or bad?
Good. Obviously, it's allowed us freedom financially.
Yeah.
I love my new car.
Which I was so proud of you
Yeah.
for going and getting that, because that's a huge leap, because that's
it's a huge thing, and we're very conservative and frugal. It's just naturally.
Right.
But I really wanted a new car for quite some time, and when we went to buy it, was such a sense of accomplishment, and we love it. We should have done it a long time
ago. Do you remember you pulled up at the party at the cookout at the house, and you're like, yeah!
Yeah,
I was like,
I know,
oh man,
so stoked.
dude, I was like, I got a total buzz from that, because it's
it was awesome,
amazing. Because before it's I can't have that because I have to watch it, and we always should watch our finances, and we should always do those
Absolutely.
things. But we always should think big, and we should
and
always
upgrade and reward ourselves.
Upgrade, yeah, absolutely, yeah. And so good for you.
Thank you.
And you also did a pretty big thing.
What else did I do?
Yesterday, as far as upgrading.
Yeah, that was scary, to be honest, because it's a commitment. But I signed up for a Premier Coach with Mike Ferry team.
Nice. Good.
But I'm you have to invest in yourself, in your education, and it's part of the growth. And I'm really excited to see what else happens next.
Yes, I know. It's like, oh my gosh, another bill. But listen, whoever's listening to this, invest in yourself and have confidence in your ability. Remember, you were created. I mean, you have a trillion things happened correctly last night with all your cells. You woke up and you're alive.
Yeah.
Let's do something with it. Because you feel weird if you just don't do something bigger the next day, right?
I mean, yes. And also, as far as our life goes, what else has changed is, I mean, it was an adjustment for a little bit for me going from part-time to really a full-time job.
Right.
And working on the weekends and some nights, which is, not constant. But for my family, they have been extremely supportive. Caleb and the kids, they've just always been understanding, willing to, chip in more around the house, do whatever it takes to, continue to work as a team and as a family and to be there for me. So that's awesome.
There was some family stuff that had to change because you were on a schedule helping them. You're a very nurturing soul, which makes you a great agent, by the way. And so you want to take care of everybody. You never want to say no to anybody. And I know at first there was a little adjustment period there.
Yeah, naturally.
But they, definitely did extend you grace and stuff like that. And good for you for realizing that ultimately, you're helping them. So don't ever doubt that.
Yeah. They get it now too.
In many ways, but they're also here's what you can do if you just take a chance. They see that.
Yes, they do.
They see that. Yes. They see you thinking big. They see you taking risk. They see your work ethic. These are things that they're getting. Now, they might not be getting tater tots at 5 p.m. every night.
The house isn't as clean.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, ours looked like a bomb hit. Pretty much 24/7, So what would you tell someone, last question, what would you tell someone that's thinking about or on the fence, getting into real estate? Like, what would you, everybody has this drunk monkey or this negative self-talk or they're scared or whatever else, but what advice would you give someone considering getting into real estate?
That is a hard question because I think it's different for everybody because of their drunk monkey on their shoulder. But I would say don't wait. Not to doubt yourself. Don't think you're too old. Right. Don't think you're too young. I wish I had done this 10 years ago. Yeah. It's never too late to start. And that's so cliche thing to say, but it's true. Where I was a year ago and where I am now is not something I ever really dreamed of. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, that was just because of your efforts. I mean, like I said, so, and I can't be so proud of you. So from that, I see, take a chance on yourself. And if they want to talk to you directly about your experience on the team, your experience in real estate, how do they get in touch with you, Meredith, so that, anybody considering taking the leap and improving their life and thinking big and doing all these things, how can they get in touch with you to talk about the opportunity?
Well, you can reach out straight to my cell phone at 406-240-2146, or you can shoot me an email or text. My email is Meredith, MEREDITH, at jasonbakerteam.com.
And I'll throw that down at the bottom. Awesome. Well, the only thing left we have to do is get a high five.
Yeah.
Great job, sister.
I didn't cry too much.
Super proud of you. I know I did. What did you do that to me for?
Sorry.
Gosh darn it.
Bye, guys. Thanks.
All right. Take care. Thank you.